I will tell you, there's not a giving problem in this country, that's for sure. There's a receiving problem. So many people feel guilty and resentful about receiving. They feel shameful, they feel less than, instead of feeling more than. Instead of feeling more than, that this is a value-add world. I am protected, promoted, and loved, even though the circumstances that surround me today and the people that surround me today are not what I planned. There's a bigger plan for you in the world, of more than enough of everything for everyone. So receive all that you've been given. Oh, thank you, thank you. Good morning, everyone. I want to talk about something that's really important to me in the realm of limitlessness. And there's one thing I know to be limitless, and it's giving. And I think there is a problem about people's ideas about giving, because we're taught at a very young age something that's very true. And raise your hand if you believe this, and it's the more you give, the more you receive. There we go, everyone's raising their hand. The problem that I have found is there's a lot of tools that we have to use in order to effectuate the limitless, abundant, infinite system of thought that we belong to. Most people are trying to get more by giving more. Most people think that giving is some sort of transaction, a quid pro quo. It's not. And in order to effectuate the limitless of everything, especially in a world that has been gifted to all of us, a world of more than enough of everything for everyone, we have to understand that infinite idea of giving. And in order to do so, not only must we acquire the wisdom of giving, but the faith that's necessary in order to effectuate the more we give, the more we receive. So many of us live our lives giving. I grew up with a mom. She raised 6 kids on her own. She gave everything to her children, her community, her second graders, to Women's Lib, all types of different things. She would give 100% of everything to everyone. And I couldn't understand now that she's 80 and she doesn't have enough of all that she wants to give to her own children, her own grandchildren, her own community. She needs people to give to her, even though she's probably one of the most generous, kind people that I've ever met. So I went on a journey to figure this out, because I have faith there's more than enough of everything for everyone. How is it that someone like my mom, or other teachers, or United States veterans, first responders, how is it that so many of them are even willing to give their lives for all of us, but yet they end up in a place of nothingness, empty? And so I started studying religions, philosophies, theories, and spirituality to figure out why this equation of infinite, limitless system of more than enough of everything for everyone isn't being received by everyone. And what I found out is that all of these different philosophies, theories, religions, spirituality, actually, they don't say the more you give, the more you receive. What they actually say is, the more you give, the more you're given. The more you give, the more you will be given. Now that's a value add statement. The more you give, the more you will be given. And so what happens is there's 2 types of people. There's a type of people that give everything and they're not even aware of all that they're given. They're not gracious with a perspective of finding the light, the love, and the lessons in everything, everyone, every circumstance or event. So they live their life giving everything and feeling punished. Why is this happening to me? They feel punished without gratitude, the perspective of finding the light, the love, and the lessons. And 2, having faith that although this isn't what I wanted or thought that I wanted, it's actually protecting me, promoting me, and loving me. In fact, I believe, as many do, in something much bigger than all of us that loves me, protects me, and promotes me at all times more than my mom. And I learned this lesson when I lost everything. In 2008, I lost over $100 million, and not only did I go bankrupt, but I had to go tell my mom that I had lost everything. And ironically, the only reason I wanted to be rich was to buy my mom a house and a car. My mom literally drove her 6 kids around in between working 2 jobs, one as a second grade teacher and one to fill up turnstiles at convenience stores with greeting cards just so we could eat, packed our dinner in paper bag just so we could eat. And now I had to tell my mom I had lost everything, including the house I had bought her, and she had to move. At that moment, I was lost in my faith. In fact, I remember telling my mom, "Mom, I don't believe in God." And she looked at me and she said, "Son, you believe in God. You just believe in the wrong God. You're being protected and promoted at this time. I have more faith in you because of who you walk with than you have in yourself. If you answer the calling of people, you have to rely on people. But if you answer the calling of something bigger than you that loves you, protects you, and promotes you, you can rely on that. And I want you to live the rest of your life protected and promoted and loved." And so I changed my perspective into one of gratitude. Even when things don't happen the way I want them to happen, I realize that as a human being, I'm incapable of knowing or understanding outcomes and how they protect, promote, and love me. So I have elevated my awareness to all that I'm given through my faith. And then the second one's more common. So if the more we give, the more we're given, and we can elevate our awareness to all that we're given through gratitude and faith, that we're being protected, promoted, and loved, most people don't feel worthy of receiving it. So they may identify it. So I know tons of our United States veterans and first responders and teachers and doctors, all these wonderful people, and they're aware of all they're given. They're being offered it. "Oh my gosh, you saved my son's life. Let me give you this. Oh, you taught my son to go to, oh, I'll give you this." No, I have all I need. So what happens is most really kind, generous people, giving people, they give 100% and they don't feel worthy of receiving the 120% that they're being given. So they say, "Oh, 98% is enough for me. 90% is enough to me. It's okay." What happens mathematically if you're not receiving more than you give? If you don't feel worthy of all that you're given, if you don't have the wisdom and faith to realize that it is a value add system, there's more than enough of everything for everyone, you go from 100% taking in 98%, now your new 100% is 98%. Every time you give and refuse to receive, even if you're aware of all you're given, slowly you're diminishing in a zero-sum game, and you end up 80 years old with nothing. Even though your intentions are just to be giving, to provide for others. And I see this as the number one thing that's interfering with who I am. My own worthiness, my own faith, that there's more than enough of everything for everyone. So I want to inspire you to not only give everything you have, but to have the wisdom and faith to be aware of all you're given through gratitude and forgiveness. And then most importantly, feel worthy of receiving it. So many people feel guilty and resentful about receiving. They feel shameful. They feel less than instead of feeling more than. Instead of feeling more than, that this is a value-add world. I am protected, promoted, and loved, even though the circumstances that surround me today and the people that surround me today are not what I planned. There's a bigger plan for you in the world, and more than enough of everything for everyone. So receive all that you've been given. Now, there's a third component if you are worthy of receiving, and I see this as an amplification of prayer. Prayer is an ask. Those who ask have faith. Those who ask realize that those who give, those who receive, and those who witness giving and receiving are all living in a world of more than enough, a value-add world, an abundant, infinite system of more than enough of everyone and everything that we need. But yet, very few of us, including salespeople, by the way, including salespeople, they're afraid to ask. They're afraid to ask because they don't have faith that there's more than enough of everything for everyone. If you truly had faith in abundance, why wouldn't you ask? Why wouldn't you ask for more than enough? So that why? You don't live in a zero-sum game. You see, the math is simple to me. If you give more, and you're given more, and you receive more, and then you ask for more than more, now you can give more than more, be given more than more, receive more than more, and ask for more than more than more. Do you see where you're going to end up at 80 years old? In a world of more than enough of everything for everyone. And you can shorten the distance of resistance that exists in your life by gaining this wisdom, by practicing giving, being given, receiving, and asking for more. You can elevate your awareness not only to you, but to others. You know, I always say that God has a pragmatic way of telling us what's good and bad. Good to me is activity or action or behaviors that is in a divine direction and divine time towards what I want or better. Not what other people want, not what's missing, not what I don't have, but what I am. Not what I want people to think I am. That huge energy suck, that resistance that creates. And I say to myself that the more that I give with that faith and wisdom, the more I'll be given, the more I'll receive, and the more I will ask and live in that world of more than enough of everything for everyone. But it takes faith. It takes faith because I am is a lot different than the world of this is what I want people to think I am. Because in the world of this is what I want people to think I am, there's judgments and conditions. We're always trying to get more instead of trusting with faith and wisdom there is more. You have to figure out what you're doing to interfere with it. And so we need to identify what we're afraid of. And I want you to think about in the realm of abundance, if you already have everything for everyone, all we need to do is to identify what we're afraid of. And when we have good behavior in the divine direction, in the divine time, like giving, God gives us a doggy biscuit. Dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, endorphins. And when we interfere with that, he gives us cortisol. Here's the interesting thing about giving as a biochemical and a bioanatomical proof to the philosophy of more than enough of everything for everyone. That when you give, you receive dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins. You actually receive a biochemical doggy biscuit to say, continue that behavior. That is a divine direction in a divine time. But even more importantly, when you receive, you get the same doggy biscuit. Dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins are released. In other words, that's a divine direction in the divine time. Continue to behave in that manner. But the most miraculous thing to me, as I've gathered the wisdom and the faith of more than enough of everything for everyone, is anyone that witnesses giving or receiving, you receive dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins as well. Anyone that even witnesses the unconditional, abundant, infinite system, the infinite loop of giving and being given, receiving, and asking for more, you also receive that doggy biscuit. I want you to practice giving, of course, but more importantly, practice identify all that you're given through gratitude and forgiveness. I want you to practice receiving. You are worthy. You are part of an abundant, infinite system of thought, of abundance. But most importantly, beyond being worthy of receiving, I want you to ask for more. I want you to live in the world of more than enough of everything for everyone, a value-add world, not a zero-sum game. And if you do that, I promise you, 3 things. You will make a lot of money, you will help a lot of people, and you will have a lot of fun. And if you do that, you will be happy. You will live at ease, not dis-ease. You will live in joy and peace and create harmony in this infinite system of more than enough of everything for everyone. Thank you very much. I love you all. God bless you.